Damn, it's mechanics time. Got to get to the bottom of the truck problem, which is the fact it starts up and then dies within seconds. I'm guessing fuel, so that's what we're doing today. One. Okay. We now need to take it off because it's just a one-piece replacement rather than the drop-in filter. I've tipped all the diesel out, I thought. And then the sensor, which I assume it's a sensor, needs to come off the bottom. We don't know what's faulty yet. I'm hoping it's just a case of a clogged filter, because I've been using up old diesel out of the old tank. I think we need to go and get the vice. Of course, usually you wouldn't take anything off until you got the spare part ready, but it says it's 20 minutes away, and I think it's the right part. Right, that's that one. That must be the float of some sort. Plenty of diesel in there now. Right, it's not the sort of filter that I can take apart and see what it's caught, but I can see a lot of little particles and bits in there. Whether it's clogged enough to cause the stalling, I don't know. But we now need to take this black bit off this bit, and then hopefully the new bit will screw right on, and then it'll all work. And I think a new O-ring comes with it, but we'll leave that there just in case. It looks pretty gunky in there. And this says on it 12/16. I assume that's the date, in which case it has been changed, but not for 6 years, and certainly not with rough fuel like this. Right, while we wait for the other part, I'll have a quick look to just check if there's any other inline sort of fuel filters. I don't think there are, but obviously there's the hoses that go off. That one, okay, so that goes into the engine, so actually it's the out the top in the side. That one goes off the tank. Oh, did I order an air filter? I think I ordered an air filter. Well, we may as well take the air filter out ready as well. Is it a toolless job? Because that was my other thought. It's either going to be fuel or air, right? If it's stalling, or electrical. And I can't do much about electrical. Right, let's take that clip off. Ah, that's interesting. So when this truck got its shunt and got written off, the two bolts that hold the air filter, or the two plastic bits, have snapped. It's just loose where you can see these bolts have snapped the plastic. It just means that it's not going on tight to the actual air intake as tight as it should be. Does that give us an excuse to fit a snorkel? So I think the snorkel is kind of ready cut in, or the placement is for it. Does it look like it should be in there? Well, fair play to DHL. DPD cancelled because of the snow. Royal Mail never showed up because of the strikes. We're still waiting on cable delivery from wholesalers for the electricians. Just gotta hope their truck can get up the lane. Apologies mechanics if I've gone for the cheap ones. There's no shock in size. Just double check it first. Well, that's a good start. See if we can wiggle this back on. Right, GoPro died. Just rubbish. Anyway, the filter is in now. Bit of wiggling. That's secured. It's actually not that wobbly at all, even with these brackets snapped. Right, now onto the fuel filter. Right, well, it's all shiny and new. And I don't have the luxury of the GoPro now, so you'll just have to imagine what this went like. Got a bolt to put back in there, sensor to clip over the top, hoses to put on, and then we'll prime it. All right, that was pretty straightforward. Now, I'd say moment of truth, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that we have done nothing more than service things and we haven't actually found the fault, but the air filter's all together. This is fuel filter's back in, all the housing's done, it's all piped up, and this primes it, apparently. So we want to do this until we feel resistant, supposedly. I can hear it drawing it in now. Yeah, that feels like it's doing something. I think the other thing we want to do is just let it sit 30 seconds with the ignition on. Phone ran out of battery as well, so now you are on your on the third camera of the day, but probably the better one for it. So let's go and get this done. So we've got the air filter fitted, I've got the fuel filter and its housing all back in, hoses all connected up, and I've primed it, and now the ignition's been sat on as well. So with any luck, the fuel's through and we're ready to go. Remember, what was happening is it was starting up, idling for like 5-10 seconds, then stalling. Then after a while it would only be 2 seconds. So I was thinking it's fuel getting through which is the problem. And it would be me to blame because I've been using the last of the red diesel out of the old rusty tank. That might just be the fuel getting through. Let's not give up yet. How disappointing. I hate it when you're trying to fix a vehicle and you've done all the bits you know how to do, or you think you can find out how to do, and then you reach your limit and you know that that's it. You're going to have to get someone else in. Right, what does the engine needs? It needs air, which should be fine. It needs fuel, which is definitely not the filter. The fuel gauge says it's half full, and I filled it up last week. So even if it had been siphoned off, it would still show up on the gauge. So my only thought now is that something's got beyond the filter and clogging somewhere else. Or there's a sensor problem. It has only happened in the cold weather, but maybe that won't make a difference, or maybe it does. Maybe it's something to do with a probe temperature sensor somewhere. What now, people? I've got a code reader. Can you read codes on a car like this? Maybe. Here's my budget scanner, which has saved me a lot of time and effort, but we've got to find where it plugs in first, if it plugs in on this car. Of course I can't Google it because my phone's out of battery now. Oh! It looks like it could be it. No codes. Erase codes, yes. Enter. No codes. Right, well that's not all rainbows and unicorns, is it? I'm gonna have to give up. It's definitely not starting. No codes. It's not fuel, I don't think. It's not air. Battery's fine. The starter should be fine because it has been starting. So at this point, I either give up or I hand it over to you to tell me what I need to do. So that is your homework. Let me know in the comments what I should be doing. And for those of you who are not mechanically minded and don't have an answer to that, your question is, if one guess to guess what this is. Oh well, back to the tractor. It's just a little bit chilly in the mornings, but it's getting the job done. Well, we've done what we can. Hopefully it's an easy one and not a take everything apart type job. I'm guessing it's down to either the old fuel and just the fact that it's been sat for a while in that tank, or it's got particles in it because it was from the tail end of the batch and it was right in the bottom of the tank, or it's just cold weather. It never started up on the first day of snow. It's been below freezing, well below freezing ever since. The truck is pretty much iced up on the north side of the barn. I'm guessing that there is a chance that the diesel thickens up a little bit and gets a little bit gel-like, albeit not frozen, but maybe something to do with it. Or maybe we just have done the right thing by replacing the filter and we haven't managed to prime it properly. So hopefully I can take off the hoses, see if there's some fuel getting through to the injectors, and then that will definitely be where my knowledge ends. Do need to get this sorted soon, so if you do know anything, stick it in the comments and hopefully we can get it done together. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself. Ask for some help. We'll see you next time.